Do you ever wonder why you dream? You know those weird sequences of images and thoughts that play out in your head while you're sleeping? Like, why does your brain take you to this crazy world full of flying monkeys or something, when it could just be chilling out for a few hours before you wake up? Well, scientists have some ideas about this, and we're going to dive into them right now. Humans have been pondering the meaning of dreams since like forever. But what scientists want to know is more like, why does the brain do this strange thing called dreaming? And along the way, they also hope to better understand what makes us tick while we're awake. So let us dig into what science has to say about why do we dream and what our dreams might really mean. If you want to get good at predicting what people will do next, you need to learn how they think. That's where Brilliant comes in. They offer courses on a variety of STEM topics, including logic, which can help you become a master of critical thinking. This Brilliant course on deductive logic walks you through things like syllogisms and arguments to help you spot patterns of reasoning and draw conclusions. Brilliant also offers daily challenges to keep your mind sharp and learning new things. Fun. Plus, they cover other subjects like math, computer science, and more. So whether you're interested in getting better grades, leveling up your career, or just expanding your body of knowledge, Brilliant has something for you. Your brain has different states of activity during the day depending on what you're doing. Scientists measure these states based on the activity of neurons in your brain. During wakefulness, your brain has fast and high amplitude waves, called gamma and beta waves. As you enter the first stage of sleep, those waves slow down and become delta waves. Stage 2 is when your heart rate slows, your breathing becomes more regular, and your muscles relax. You might even start moving your eyes under your eyelids. At this point, your brain is producing bursts of rapid eye movement, REM for short, and your dreams might begin. After this, you go through 2 or 3 rounds of slow wave sleep, also known as deep sleep. Here, your brain is still active, but you're much less responsive to external stimuli. Your muscles are almost completely relaxed, except for your eye muscles, diaphragm, and some others that control basic functions like breathing. This is the longest period of the night when your brain produces delta waves. After this comes another round of REM sleep, and the cycle repeats 2 or 3 times. One theory about why we dream involves getting rid of unnecessary memories. Your brain goes through a process called synaptic pruning while you sleep. Synapses are connections between neurons in your brain. And throughout the day, you form tons of new synapses. That's part of how you learn new things. But you don't need all of those synapses once you've learned something. So your brain gets rid of the ones it doesn't need anymore. Pruning these synapses may be related to why you forget some things that you learned earlier in the day. And the sleep-promoting neurochemical adenosine helps to signal which synapses should be pruned. Pruning is thought to free up your brain's resources to learn new things the next day. So how does dreaming fit into all this? Well, it turns out that brain regions important for memory like the hippocampus, prefrontal cortex, and amygdala show increased activity during REM sleep compared to non-REM sleep. Scientists think that this increased activity might help transfer memories from short-term to long-term storage. This would make sense because you remember stuff way better if you study before the day and then sleep on it rather than just studying straight through the night. Now, there's still a lot of debate over exactly how this works, but studies with rodents at least suggest that REM sleep specifically promotes the memory consolidation of emotionally charged experiences. Another idea is that dreams help process emotions. The limbic system, another key player in how we process emotions, shows increased activity during REM sleep. According to this theory, dreams provide a safe space for you to process intense emotions like fear, anger, and sadness. This is supported by the fact that people who have frequent nightmares often experience anxiety during the day. In turn, people who struggle with emotional regulation tend to have more dreams with intense, negative emotions. But not all emotions are created equal. Studies on rodents found that mice who were genetically modified to lack a gene associated with processing negative emotions did not dream about negative things. Even though they dreamed just as much as normal, mice, on the other hand, mice engineered to express more of this same protein had more negative dreams. Other research suggests that while our brains may process positive and negative emotions in different ways, they end up having similar effects on our behavior. For example, both positive and negative emotions can motivate us to seek rewards or avoid punishments. In other words, they can drive goal-directed behavior. Scientists believe that dreams may help us process emotions so we can use them effectively during the day. But what about those super bizarre dreams you sometimes have where you're running from a tiger and suddenly you're refloating in space? These are called hypnagogic dreams, and they occur during the transition from wakefulness to sleep. They're made possible by the activation of multiple brain regions at once, which normally wouldn't happen when you're awake. It is hypothesized that hypnagogic dreams may reflect the brain, trying to make sense of the sensory information you receive as you fall asleep, such as sounds or feelings. Another idea is that dreams help us solve problems. Some researchers believe that dreams give your brain the freedom to explore unusual ideas and unconventional solutions without the constraints of the real world. After all, anything can happen in a dream. This is supported by studies that found that participants who engaged in creative tasks were more likely to report having creative dreams. However, it's unclear whether dreams actually help us solve problems, or if people just report that they do, and it's also unclear whether this effect is restricted to creative types or happens in everyone. Still, in one study, researchers found that participants who completed a logic puzzle before going to bed were able to work out the solution in their dreams, and upon waking up, they could recall details from their dreams that helped them solve the puzzle. Now, even though scientists are still working on understanding why we dream, many people swear that dreams can tell us something about our lives while we're awake. Freud believed that dreams were a window into the unconscious mind. Dream symbols were linked to sexual and aggressive urges, but modern-day dream interpretation takes a broader approach, focusing on personal symbolism and the dreamer's current circumstances. According to experts, dreams with similar themes and symbols are common across cultures and age groups, including infants. Falling is a popular one, and although it might feel terrifying when it happens in real life, falling dreams often indicate that you feel like you're losing control of your life. Dreams of being chased could symbolize a fear of failure or vulnerability, and dreams about school or work may reflect anxieties about performance or competence. For example, in a study published in 2019, researchers surveyed over 400 college students about their dreams and found that most of them dreamed about school despite the fact that none of the participants were currently enrolled in school. The researchers suggested that these dreams stemmed from a fear of failure, vulnerability due to the high-pressure academic environment. On the flip side, dreams about flying or other modes of fast movement, like driving, may represent excitement about achieving a goal. And dreams about attractive people could reflect a desire for intimacy or belonging. Other common dream themes include being naked in public, which reflects insecurity, and being late, which reflects a fear of missing out or failure. Some people also report having lucid dreams, which are dreams where they're aware that they're dreaming. A lot of people want to have lucid dreams because they can take steps to control their dream environment, like making the ground soft so they don't fall when they jump, or turning a monster into a kitten. With some practice, you can learn how to induce lucid dreams. One way is to write down your dreams every morning. If you regularly record your dreams, you'll be more likely to remember that you're dreaming while you're asleep. To be clear, science does not support the idea that dreams have a predetermined and universal meaning. There's no scenario in the dream dictionary that applies to every single person. Instead, dream experts believe that the best dream interpreters are the people who have the dreams. But hey, now you have some insights into what might be going on behind the scenes while you dream. Next time you have a strange dream, you can impress your friends with the latest science about brain activity during REM sleep. Or maybe you will get some clues about what's happening in your life that your brain is trying to tell you. Regardless, scientists' exploration of dreams continues. So if you're curious to learn more, just follow along.